This is a multifaceted attack concerning this swine flu. It's a psyop on one end. Let's see how many people will rush to the hospital. Let's see how many people will wear paper masks. Let's see how many people will hold themselves up in their basements. Let me see how many people will agree to close down school districts, to not show up to work. And then it's, why don't we have to loan out some more world currency to other big nations out there after we blow out the peso? That's right, Mexico. Take $47 billion in special drawing rights units, SDR units, the new global currency. Do you understand it happened? It's real. It's not something I'm just talking about or it's coming. It's here. It's here. And then, if all goes well for them, we will massively just line up and just be like, just give it to me. I can't wait. I'll take it. That's not going to be me. All right, I want to shift gears for a second, then we're going to go to, I believe it's Cliff, Matt, and more. But I want to play this video, Parents Upset Over FEMA Coloring Book. I'm not sure how long it is. It's over at prisonplanet.com and infowars.com. And we're going to just post it up right now. We got it, Jaren?
Severe weather and flooding. All disasters that can have an impact on a family, especially children. All of these disasters were featured in a coloring book on the Federal Emergency Management Agency's website, designed to help children cope with disasters. But one page has parents taking the colors away.
They like to color happy pictures, not pictures like that, so I don't think I would like to give my child that kind of pictures to color.
The picture she's talking about is an illustration of the World Trade Center towers in New York. One of the towers has smoke coming out of it while a plane looks to be headed towards the other. I spoke with one parent from New York.
When it happened, I was right there. I could see it from my house.
She says she thinks the picture might actually scare a child, since most might not understand the horror of 9/11.
Oh, you think?
I think there could be better solutions for a small child that's coloring. How would they color that? Yeah. To be perfectly honest, that's not something that I would put in a coloring book for a little one.
She says if you feel like your kids need to know about what happened, the best way she can think of is how she handled it when 9/11 happened right in her backyard.
To talk to them. That's the best way, to talk to them.
Just recently, the National FEMA website took the coloring book down. Now, they do still have a few up on their website. These just don't have anything with 9/11 in them. I spoke with FEMA officials today, and this is the statement they released. We removed the content from our website after reviewing www.fema.gov/kids for appropriate material. FEMA for Kids assists children in understanding disasters, and we will continue to post appropriate material that supports its mission. FEMA for Kids not only...
That's enough of that. We'll just tell the kids, and we'll help them out. We're all good. FEMA is your friend, children. FEMA, come to the camps. It'll be just... It's like they're advertising this to children like, come to the FEMA. FEMA's good. It's like a water park or Disneyland. Meanwhile, here's a coloring book with a bunch of mass death in it. What do you think? Huh? It's not just tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes anymore, children. No, it's 9/11. Oh, but apparently that can't be real because it was on the internet, and everything on the internet's a conspiracy theory, according to the Times Online. All right, being a little bit facetious there, but let's jump to some more callers. Let's go to Cliff in Colorado. Cliff, you're on the line.
That's a good story. That's a good story from Indonesia.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy, right? Well, that woman seems to be in the know. At least she's talking about the pharmaceutical profits. It's obviously a little bit more than that, but she's very suspect of this bird flu and has every right to be.
Yeah, I heard I also liked Eric's call, and I heard a caller on or guest on Alex call it the WHO flu. That's an appropriate acronym. The World Health Organization.
Yeah.
The same ones who dispense the smallpox AIDS vaccines in Africa. And of course now they've hired Baxter, and we've been wondering where all those contaminated flu vaccines went. In a few weeks they're going to come out with with these vaccinations. Oh, we've been working real hard, and here we got them for you. And there's a distinct possibility that they could be those contaminated vaccinations.
Or it could just be the same batch of vaccinations that they didn't ship out. In other words, it could be that same contaminated vaccinations, not necessarily the ones they shipped out to everybody, but the same exact batch. You know,
good point. Good point.
Yeah, you know, it is very suspect to me that I feel like they wouldn't have said anything but bird flu if that story didn't go big 2 months ago about them contaminating bird flu vaccinations with the bird flu. I think that's why they had to call it swine flu, because remember, this really isn't just swine flu, it's bird flu, swine flu, and it's a human flu. So it has that three combination. It's the WHO flu, maybe.
It's the WHO flu. Hey, and the chemtrails, they're a big component of this. At the very least, they compromise our immune and respiratory systems. And are you familiar with the wine or grape juice test?
No.
Okay, to show what we are breathing in, what's in our bodies, take about a half an ounce of wine or organic grape juice, purple juice, red wine, swish it around in your mouth for 45 minutes. Not 45 minutes, 45 seconds to a minute. Spit it out into a white porcelain sink or onto a white porcelain plate, and it'll blow your mind, man. There'll be all these little fibers that look like pieces of a spider web.
Oh, that's delicious, and thank you for the call, Cliff. Very
sorry about that,
man. Very upbeat call right there. Look at the disgusting things that come out of your body. I don't doubt it. I hack stuff up after, just breathing in a little. And I used to work on a barbecue pit where you're just like inhaling coal all day. And then by the end of the day, I got to blow my nose and there's a bunch of black stuff and I'm hacking up black stuff for days. It's delicious. All right, let's jump to our next caller. Let's go to Matt in Missouri. Matt, you're on the line.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I got an article for you here. I can kind of tie this in with 9/11, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going back Bloomberg it's in Bloomberg in February 10th.
Okay.
And you remember when on 9/11 how there was people that were told not to fly on that day and
sure
not to be in the building on that day? Well, this kind of ties into that with this flu deal.
Okay.
And this is Bloomberg News, February 10th, and you can do a search for this, but the headline is Panasonic sends workers' families home on flu risk. And it says Panasonic Corporation has instructed Japanese workers assigned to parts of Asia, Africa, Eastern Europe, and South America to send family members back to Japan because of the risk of outbreaks of new influenza strains. The Osaka-based electronics maker has asked workers' families to return home by the end of September. I don't know if that had anything to do with this, but it sounds kind of strange.
And when did they put this out? They put this in the beginning of February, huh? Well, you know what? That would coincide with Baxter releasing their flu vaccination 2 weeks later. That's when they got caught. Bloomberg article February 24th is the first one to expose, at least in this country, and really the only article to expose in this country, that Baxter sent out those tainted vaccines with bird flu virus in them. And remember, it was 3 types of viruses, 2 bird flu, 1 other. So that's a distinct possibility. That's something to keep an eye on. Panasonic sends workers home is the headline you said?
Yeah, Panasonic sends workers' families home on flu risk.
Families' homes on flu risk. All right, I'm going to check that article out. I thank you for the call. Let's jump to, Joe in New Mexico. Joe, you're on the line.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Good.
I'm not to correct you or anything on the little details, but the CDC, I was digging around their site, and they're actually calling it 4 strains.
Oh, really?
In three countries, and what it is 2 of the strains are probably swine, and they're one from Europe and one from Asia, and then the avian and the human are both from North America.
So you're telling me there's 2 separate swine flus, but that's odd because they're saying that the swine flu, you're saying...
No, it's the same. If they say it's the same one, yeah, right, 2 separate strains.
Yeah, 2 separate swine flu, 1 avian, 1 human. But what's weird about that is you just told me that the 2 swine flu neither would have originated in Mexico, right? You said Asia and what else?
That's what the site says. But then some of the reports that are quoting the site actually say that it's 2 human that are coming from Europe and Asia. But the actual site, when you dig around some of the reports that they did...
But Europe and Asia, I don't understand how that could even be possible. Remember, this is supposed to be coming out of Mexico. So how does the swine flu virus that's broken out, and then all of a sudden it's, Europe and Asia, this is off the CDC's website?
Yeah, you got to dig around it. I put a bunch of links up on my site, and I can MySpace that to you.
Please do.
But then it kind of coincides with the Baxter deal. But think about this and what Alex has been talking about, and you as well.
You're listening to GCN, the world leader in independent talk radio.